Alright guys, so it's about time that I've done a fighting style tier list for Blox Fruits. So in this video, you're going to be seeing every single fighting style from worst to best. By the way, if we hit 275,000 subscribers before the end of this month, I am going to be dyeing my hair and my beard white for Christmas. I will become Santa J. So if you want to see that, hit that like button, subscribe. Alright guys, so coming in 10th place is going to be the original combat art. I mean, this kind of goes without question. The abilities are honestly really hard to hit, and they're just very hard to use. I mean, it's the base combat in the game, so there's not really much else to say about it. Alright guys, so coming in 9th place is going to be Dark Step. Now, Dark Step is honestly just a really predictable style that frankly doesn't do enough damage to be worth using. There is actually one upside to this. It is a really easy to get and very early to get fighting style in the game. So, I mean, like, if you want to get this just to use, I mean, like, you can use it for grinding. But a lot of people would recommend you to just get swords and things like that, because this fighting style, even though it does have the devil technique, which actually does make your M1s do significantly more damage and things like that, in general, you're just really not going to be getting your money's worth for this actual fighting style. Unless, like I said, you're going to be using it to use first seed grinding. Now, you do actually have to use this fighting style to unlock one of the better fighting styles in this game, so that could be something worth using for this actual fighting style. Alright guys, so coming in 8th place is going to be Water Kung Fu. Now, frankly guys, this fighting style is quite bad. I think the moves are honestly just way too close range to be useful, and the knockback on them doesn't really do you any favors either. And even the AoEs of these close range moves can be hard to hit from time to time. Now, that aside, there actually does have one good move, which is the Deadly Shower move. But even then, you know, the move itself kind of lags out the game a little bit, so it makes it a little bit laggy when you use it. Not to mention the fact that it honestly is a really hard to hit move as well, so you do have to have a bit of aim to use this move correctly. But if you can manage to use the move correctly, it can be a decent damage burst in combos. But honestly, guys, I would stay away from this fighting style if I were you. Unless you're going to the next one, of course. Now, coming to 7th place is actually going to be the Electric fighting style. Now, the reason why Electric's going to be in 7th place is because it is a very decent fighting style specifically for combos. It can also be used for grinding due to the final ability of it. Like, you guys can see, the C ability actually does quite a bit of damage, and the M1s do a lot of damage as well, but, you know, you're not really using this fighting style for the M1 damage. Like I said, most of the time, people just use this fighting style for the C move, which actually can be useful for grinding, and it can be useful for different types of combos as well, due to this fighting style having a lot of stun potential attached to it. But other than the C move, I don't really see people using Electric that much, but it definitely makes it a little bit better than the ones below it. It's an AoE move, it stuns, it does a lot of damage, so I mean, there's a lot worse, as you guys probably already saw in this video. All right, boys, so coming in 6th place is going to be the infamous, the legendary Dragon Breath fighting style. The legendary infamous is just made up, it's fake. But, you know, this fighting style coming in 6th place does mean it's better than the other ones. Now, something I will mention is that this fighting style can be a lot more useful for grinding than the other ones due to the AoE size of the final move being a lot bigger. So it's a lot easier to round up a bunch of people and one-shot them. Now, another thing I'll say about all of the fighting styles below, you know, 5th on this list, all of these honestly are only worth using for grinding for their better fighting style. Most of the time, you guys aren't going to really be stuck with these anyways, so I would recommend only using these fighting styles if you actually want to get their better version, or if you just honestly just need something to help you with grinding. When it comes to Dragon Breath, the final move can be a lot more useful for grinding than the other ones, but I do actually think that all of these kind of share, you know, the same downside of just not being very, you know, it's hard to combo extend with a lot of these. A lot of these are just, you know, kind of like very mid extenders and things like that. But I do think this is the best of the base combats in this game. So, you know what? Dragon Breath, solid 6th place. All right, so coming in 5th place is going to be Superhuman and Death Step. This is going to be the only one where there's going to be two different fighting styles in the same exact number. So we're going to be starting off with Superhuman here. Superhuman is honestly just a really good combo fruit, and it's honestly just really easy to use as well, with a decent size AoEs and decent teleporting attacks. Now, you know, obviously what Godhuman and Superhuman is kind of best known for is its really useful PvP combos. So you guys know Fish Karate was a really you know, good combo. Well, that's going to be up next. Superhuman is a really good combo fighting style. It just has a little bit of lack of damage. So I'm going to Shade Nest into this for a little bit of the stun action, a little bit of the Conqueror's Gun into the AoE. So you guys can see it does a lot of damage when you use it in conjunction with some other combo moves. But as itself, as a fighting style on its own, definitely the most useful move is Beast Owl Pounce, which is the Z move, which is just a really good combo move. Obviously, you do have have Conqueror's Gun, which is, a teleport attack, but it can be hard to hit, and Thunderclap is just a, pretty close range AoE attack that generally you're only going to be using in stuns. It's also worth mentioning that these attacks kind of have pretty decently long animations, so you can't really stack moves on top of each other very well. Like you guys can see, I'm going to go like this, boom, Conquer Gun into this. Like you guys can see, it can be hard to stack the moves on top of each other because they do have, decently long animations, which are a little bit longer than some of the other combo fighting styles. But as a fighting style, it's pretty good. And like I said, the other one in 5th place is going to be Death Step. So imagine Dark Step, but quite literally just infinitely better. The moves are significantly faster. The moves do more damage. You actually have, another extra move attached to it that is actually quite good. And just in general, this is just a significantly better fighting style than Dark Step. It's also a lot easier to combo with than some of the other fighting styles. I think this is a very solid 5th place on this list, just because, it isn't nearly as good as some of the other fighting styles in the game. But I definitely think that it has a lot of potential. Like it has, some pretty quick attacks like boom, boom. But, the moves can be kind of hard to hit in general unless you are comboing with other moves. And some of the moves are honestly quite close range for, being a fighting style in this game. Obviously you think of fighting styles as being like, oh, these are just really, really, close ranged moves. But some of them actually have quite long range moves, and the teleporting attacks on them are quite good. So I'm going to show you guys the moves with the actual Devil Flame, which does power up the attacks of this. So I'm trying to just, get some easy combos in here, just to show you guys how these actually are. And, it definitely could be a lot worse. It has pretty decent damage amounts, and you can actually get some pretty sick combos in here. Plus, the flame effect can do a bit of damage to someone burning if you actually trap them inside of it. Alright guys, so coming in 4th place is going to be Fishman Karate. Now, people that actually use Fishman Karate in this game is actually Sharkman Karate. The people that use this probably know why this is actually going to be so high on this list. These moves honestly come out really, really quickly, and they do a pretty good amount of damage for just how fast these moves come out. So if you guys are wondering how fast the moves come out, I'm going to Shade Nest immediately into this, immediately into this. It's a 10,000 damage combo. As long as all of their, observation is out, that will do 10,000 damage immediately to someone. Now, one of the other really cool things about the Fishman Karate is that the C move, the Great Sea Spear, does tons of damage to someone. So you just need to stun someone, hit him with this move, and then you can actually do a full combo. So all you need to do is stun, Great Sea Spear, and then spam the other moves, and you do a huge damage combo to somebody. So Sharkman Karate, or otherwise known as Fishman Karate, is honestly just a really great fighting style specifically for combos. And honestly, you can actually combo with only this fighting style. It can be hard to, hit people or get people caught unless you use a stun move. Like, I'm going to Shade Nest into this for the actual stun, hit him with a little bit of the combo action. It's just a really, really good combo fighting style, and it's a really, really quick one at that. So it can be really useful in your actually extremely quick combos. Now, coming in 3rd place, starting off the solid top 3 is going to be Dragon Talon. Now, Dragon Talon is a very, very solid fighting style because it has pretty decent combo extending potential and probably some of the highest damage potential of the actual top 3. Now, the main issue with Dragon Talon is that its ultimate move that does the most damage has so much startup attached to it that you have to have a stun attack already landed on someone to use it correctly. I do think that is, a bit of a, a sad thing because a lot of the other fighting style abilities that are just insanely good are extremely fast. And even though this move is extremely cool, I do think the damage output it has compared to some of the, the faster abilities, it's kind of very comparable to some of the fast ones. So this is probably like, it's just a very hard to hit move. But I do think that if you manage to hit this move in conjunction with a lot of the other moves, that you will be doing some fat damage amounts. Like, this has the highest damage potential of all the fighting styles, but it definitely is one of the, most skill intensive fighting styles because it relies, knowing how long things stun for, having the stun attacks already ready. It has a lot of aim potential to it as well. But if once you learn this fighting style quite well, it actually can be very, very effective, even contend with the better fighting styles. All right, so coming in 2nd place is going to be the newest fighting style in Blox Fruit. It's going to be the God Human fighting style. Now, the God Human fighting style has pretty solid combos overall, but the issue with this fighting style is that it's just so insanely hard to get. To get God Human, you obviously have to get every other fighting style up to, 300 mastery. But once you do that, you will end up getting one of the best fighting styles currently in the game. I mean, it does tons of damage. It's really quick to combo extend with. It's pretty easy to combo extend with as well because even the grab attacks are really easy to use. And it's just a pretty solid fighting style. I mean, there's not really much else to say other than the fact that, big damage amounts, really easy to combo extend with, and pretty, sizable AoEs for being such a melee-based fighting style. I mean, like, the grab attacks are insanely easy to hit. It's just a really, really good fighting style. I mean, there's not really much else to say other than that. Good for combos, good for damage, and it's just a pretty great fighting style. But other guys, what is your go-to fighting style in Blox Fruits? I'm actually really interested to know what your opinion is. All right, guys, so coming in 1st place is going to be Electric Claw. Now, this one should be fairly obvious for the people that have actually used this fighting style or probably, are a little bit later into PvP PvP in this game. The abilities are just really easy to hit. It does actually have a block breaker, which is actually, you know, the lightning thrust ability. So like you could just like boom, hit him with a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of this. The move, something great about Electric Claw as well is that the moves actually combo with each other, which actually can be quite a big deal. Most of the time, a lot of these fighting styles, they just combo really well with other swords or, you know, other devil fruits. But Electric Claw is honestly just good on its own as well, which I think is a really important thing to mention, just because, you know, you could use this on its own or you could use it with other things to, you know, make it even better. Like you could easily just like, you know, block break somebody. So boom, like a little bit of a block break action, a little bit of the other action, you know, like it's just a really good fighting style. It also does quite a lot of damage for being such a good combo extender, and there is a definite reason why, you know, it's regarded as being the best fighting style currently in the game. High damage, pretty good stun attacks, and just a really good combo fighting style. Also, if you disagree with anything on this tier list, comment it below and the reason why. I am, you know, decently new to Blox Fruit, and even though I did get some help on this tier list, I definitely think that, you know, having some more input could be beneficial in the future. Anyways, guys, that's for this video. If you enjoyed this video, let's start, guys. Bye-bye.